In this video, I am going to share what sold this week, so if that sounds good to you, stay tuned. So what sold videos are the vein of my existence. I tend to write all my sales down in my notebook each day. But then if I don't and I get behind, it's like a nightmare. It takes hours to get caught up and then to film and edit a video. Well, you know. So y'all need to watch this all the way through and like it and do all of the things because it's a lot of work. But I am going to get into what sold the week starting the first week of February 2nd. So hit that like button, subscribe if you like reseller content. And if you are a reseller bestie, thanks so much for continuing to show up and support me and the channel. And let's get into what sold. So first up, we will start with Sunday, February 2nd in Poshmark. We had this North Face vest, size medium gray. It sold for $12. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $9.05. Next, we had these Good American Good Leg crop jeans, size 8. They had been listed since August 29th of 2024. Good American doesn't go for as much money as it used to, but those were a crop style, and so a full length would have done better. Next on Poshmark was this Lululemon Swiftly Tech long sleeve, size 8. It had been listed since October 1st, 2024. It sold for $16. After the $3.20 in fees, I was left with $12.80. Now, Lululemon has tanked. There are some more substantial pieces that will go for more, but I still pick it up. It is still super expensive in the store. I have noticed with reselling trends, once it gets to the middle school girls wearing it, it's gone down a lot in value. So as far as athletic wear, Viore, and there was another one. I know Viore is, I'll think of the other one, I can't think. Have kind of are what my older daughter is wearing. And so those are the ones I'm kind of looking at now. Aloe, that is the other brand. So this next top was my mother-in-law's, who has passed away 3 years ago. And so I'm not sure why. It says this was listed January 4th, 2024. It is longer than that, but anyway, it was free to me, and I'm glad that it's gone. It is this barred mid-sleeve pullover top, size medium. It sold for $5. After the $2.95 in fees, we were left with $2.05. Next up on Poshmark, we had this Miracle Suit Nua Tag Hankini top, size 8. It was a Ben's pickup, and it had been listed since February 27th of 24. So almost a year. It sold on Poshmark for $10. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $7.05. Next up was this Banana Republic button-up cardigan size large. Now, I will still pick up certain knit pieces in Banana Republic, as well as dresses and blazers. But as far as pants for women, I'm not really picking up, or skirts. Because at Costco, they are selling Banana Republic dress pants for like $14.99. So once it's sold at Costco, it kind of goes down in resale value because it's hard to determine which styles were at Costco and which styles were in the store. But this cardigan sold for $14. After the $2.95 in fees, I made $11.05. It had been listed since April 17th of 2024. Next up on Poshmark, we had this Under Armour dark blue base layer top. It had been listed since June of June of 24, June 28th, 2024. It sold for $9 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with 605. Moving on to eBay, we had this Abercrombie and Fitch sweatpants, which things that say Abercrombie and Fitch on them, logo things, tend to do better. Um, these sold, the order total was 2134. The sales tax was 163. The transaction fee was 411. The shipping label 531 and earnings came to 1029, and that was a bins pickup as well. Also on eBay, we had this Hayden cold shoulder tunic, a size 1XL. I picked this up when I was doing plus size live auctions. It has been listed since April 7th of 2023, so a while. The order total was 2632. The sales tax was 101. The transaction fee was 497, shipping label 531, and earnings were 1503. Long time to hold on to that for just $15. And that is one of the things that I'm trying to avoid moving in as we're into 2025. If I'm going to sell things for less, just do it out front and flip it quickly in 90 days or less so that we're turning over the whole closet 4 times a year and we can kind of focus on seasonality more. Next on eBay, we had a bundle of 3 items. These were all items that were Posh Show items, and since I'm not doing Posh Shows right now, all that stuff is listed, so I was happy to take a bundle off of offer on it because it would have had a start of $5 on the Posh Shows. And that is this Monroe and Maine top size large Cha Cha Vita black tunic top size 2X, and these MSK wide leg pants size 16. All of those are brands I will not be picking up anymore. The order total was 3416. The sales tax was $2.30. Then transaction fee was $4.62. The shipping label was $6.82, and my earnings on those items was $20.12, which is probably more than I would have made on a Posh Show on them. And so our Sunday totals, eBay was $45.44, Poshmark was $60.85, for a total of $106.29 after all fees and discounts. We had 10 items sell for an average sale price of $10.63. Moving on to Monday, February the 3rd, we had 6 sales. So we're going to start off with Poshmark. On Poshmark, we had these Chicos. I'm going to move my notebook so I can read, but not look like I'm reading. Chicos So Slimming Ponte Knit Pant Size Small. And Chicos, I can easily pick up 3 to 4 Chico's pieces a bin strip, and so I'm really trying to be more selective. These were listed since June 21st of 2024. They sold for $16. After the $3.20 in fees, I got $12.80, and really between that 12 and like $18 price point is where my Chico's pants go. So these were size small. I'm really gonna focus on with Chico's getting size 3 and up because I feel like those move quicker and for a little few more dollars. Next were these Cork Ease leather sandals size 10. So I do like picking up larger size women's shoes. Those 10s, 11s, 12s tend to go quicker for me. This brand just didn't perform as well as I thought it would. It has been listed since November 21st of 23, so it went through several markdown cycles. So this buyer got a steal. They sold for $13 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $10.05. this Champion new tag polo hooded size large sweatshirt. Now I have discontinued picking up all Champion. It just doesn't perform the way it had a moment and then it tailed off. So what's in stock, I leave it behind in the bins now. Even the reverse weave, because unless it were a reverse weave new tag, I'm not picking it up. It sold for $12. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $9.05, and that had been listed since February 20th of 2024. Moving on to Mercari sales. On Mercari, we had one sale, this Fabletics 3 1/4 sleeve workout top gray size 3X. Now, I traditionally do not pick up Fabletics, only in the plus sizes, so that's why I picked this one up. It sold for $16. After the $2.29, I was left with $13.71, and that had been listed since June 25th of 2024. eBay has been really consistent for me and typically outperforming Poshmark. We are changing our focus more to eBay. I am a posture for life, of course, but eBay does perform better and does have a more global audience. And so it just makes sense to kind of lean the business more towards eBay. Also on eBay, you can list less expensive things and still profit. That $2.95 fee on items less than $15 is killing Poshmark. Um, there are certain things that I just let them sit on eBay and then, they might sell for $10, but I'm not paying 20 per, or 2.95 fee on them. So that's just a little bit ridiculous, Poshmark. So we need to do something about that. But my first Poshmark sale of the day was this marquee knit cap, which I picked up at the bins. It's been listed since June 6th of 2023, so far too long. The order total was $11.45. The sales tax was 36 cents. The transaction fee was $1.81. The shipping label was $4.41. An ad fee, because I just was trying to get it out of here, 57 cents, for a profit of $4.30. So, but it's gone. Next item were these, sold on eBay, were these Tevia sandals. And I think they were a size 10. I just have Tevia sandal written down. Um, Actually, they might have sold on Depop because I don't have all those other things. So I think they did sell on Depop. They have been listed since October 7th of 2024. So not super long. They sold for $24. Yeah, they sold on Depop. They sold for $24 after the $1.57 in fees. I was left with $22.43. And so that's going to mess up my numbers a little bit for the day. But Poshmark, $31.90. Mercari, $13.71. eBay, $4.30. And yeah. And then the Depop, $22.43, for a total of $72.34 for those 6 items. And then we had an average sale price of $12.05. So the middle of the week is always kind of drops off, and I'm really like working on trying to have those consistent sales through the middle of the week. So let me know in the comments what tips or tricks that you have to kind of get sales during the week. On Wednesdays, we do send out offers to likers on Poshmark, but I would like to do something on eBay as well. On Tuesday, February 4th, we had 5 sales. So starting off with Poshmark, we had this Torrid Star Print Kimono gray size 4X. It had been listed just since December 11th. When I saw this, I knew that this would do well. I did pick this up at a regular Goodwill for $2.99. So it sold for $19. After the $3.80 in fees, I was left with 15.20. And then we sold this Baja hooded drug rug size 2XL. It sold for $11. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with 805. And these drug rugs, make sure you add the hashtags like surf culture, boho, camping life. There is definitely hippie. There's definitely aesthetic to them. It had been listed since October 11th of 2024, and that was a Goodwill outlet pickup. So I had probably right now our Goodwill outlet is averaging $1.30 an item, so we'll say $1.30. Next up are Mercari sales. So Soma has really been performing for me and flipping quickly. So what I've realized with a lot of brands since I am really deep diving into comps is that I was actually pricing things too high, and I had the attitude I'll price it high and people can make me an offer. Well, people don't generally make offers more than like 30% off of something to start. You'll get some crazy low ballers, but serious buyers don't typically do that. And so I'm adjusting my pricing, and I found that these Soma Cool Nights items can sell, especially if you only have one piece of a set, or if it's a one piece like a sleep shirt, pricing at 25 and they typically sell for 20 and super quickly. This one has been listed since June 14th, not June, January 14th, and so it's sold in less than a month. It is the Soma Cool Nights sleep shirt. It was black with a celestial print. Size, oh, I didn't write the size down, but it sold for $20. After the $2.73 in fees, I was left with $17.27. Next on eBay was this J. Crew button front camp shirt in olive green size 2. And friends, I am so happy this sold. So I should have even picked it up. It had been listed since January 1st of 2024. Before I put a moratorium on small sizes, I picked this up, but the order total was $13.25. The transaction fee was $2.70. The shipping label was $6.25, and my earnings were $4.30. And really, those are the type of sales I'm trying to avoid moving forward. And so, definitely larger size and more, even though I'm looking for bread and butter items at the bins, definitely going to leave that behind unless it's a larger size and more of a statement print. But it did sell. Next up, moving on to Depop. So this sold relatively quickly. It has been listed since January 31st, and it's February 1st it sold, and it was completely free to me. My friend gave me about 6 bags of clothing, shoes, accessories that her and her daughter no longer wanted. So be sure, resellers, free inventory is the best inventory. Even if you don't want to list it all, you can live auction some of it, donate it, or just donate it, drop it off yourself. But this Michael Kors purse was in that haul. It sold on Depop within days of listing for $48. After the $2.43, I made $45.57. Well worth my time to sort through the 6 bags of items that she gave me. I have about 3 bags that are all just going straight to eBay auction, because they're good things, but they're lower brands that aren't going to hit in the matrix that I'm looking for to list on Poshmark and this eBay. But I do have a lower end eBay where I put things that people give me, where I put kids' clothes in lots and bundles, things like that. It's linked down below if you're ever interested. But today's totals: Poshmark 23.25, Mercari 17.27, eBay $4.30. eBay has been slacking, and then Depop 45.57, making it a $90.39 day. and an average sale price. That purse really brought us up for today of 1808. So February was my slowest day of the week, and I sent out offers to likers. I'm going to start writing down what I send out so that I can have a different one. But sometimes I send out offers to likers for 30% off on anything $25 or over. Like, I change it up every Wednesday just to create some sales midweek, which did not happen today. We only had two sales, one on Poshmark and one on eBay. The first off Poshmark was this crew cuts romper pink size 10, and it was one of the ones that I sent an offer to, and it sold for $16. After the $3.20 in fees, I was left with $12.80. And the thing with children's clothes, I'm not really picking children's clothes up to resell. I pick them up to take them to our Once Upon a Child, and then if they don't sell there, I have been listing them. And right now, I'm in the process of dealing with a bunch of bundles of children's clothes that I had when I was doing Whatnot. And so, what I pick up now are children's pieces that could be sold on their own, just like as a one off. So, I'm not picking up those Old Navy or Carters unless it's a coat. But one off pieces like the crew cuts, the Janie and Jack, um, things that if they don't take, I can just create a listing for it and hopefully it'll sell on its own. The other sale for today was on eBay, and it was this polo golf vintage aisle red size extra large, and it's just a golf moisture wicking polo. The order total was $20.02. The sales tax was $131. The transaction fee was $387. The shipping label $521, and earnings $963. So our totals for the day really simple. Poshmark 1280, eBay 963 for a total of 2243 for the day for those two items and an average sale price of 1122. So Tuesday and Wednesday both duds, but Thursday came back strong with 14 sales. Not any like real like big money maker bangers, but we'll go through what did sell, and we're able to kind of move some older inventory. Starting with Poshmark, we had this Ralph Lauren sweater, multicolor stripes, size extra large. It sold for $8. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $5.05. And I do think I sent out, I think people were replying to the offers that I sent out on Wednesday, because now that I think about what I did, it was on all winter things. So it was like a offers to likers on winter items. So trying to clear those out as we move into spring and summer. Moving on. Next up was this LL Bean rain jacket, size large. It had only been listed since January 8th, so it sold pretty quickly for $14 after the $2.95 in fees. I made 1105, and it was part of that sale because I also did all outerwear. I pick up a lot of the outerwear at the bins, and so I just included that in my sale. So along with this next item, these White House Black Market Noir jeans size 8. They sold for $13 after the $2.90 in fees. I was left with 1005. Then on Poshmark, this was not part of the sale. This Uggs Phoebe wrap cardigan, size small purple. This was a bins pickup too, I believe. I've sold like two or three of these in the last couple of months, and I'm pretty sure I got this one at the bins because when I found it, I was like, I found another one. And this is an example of me picking up something that is a small, but I knew it would sell quickly. Uh, and it has been listed since January 11th, so it sold in less than a month for $36 after the $7.20 in fees. I was left with $28.80. On Next on Poshmark, we had this Columbia zip-up fleece jacket that was a 2XL, so it was part of our 30% off sale. It sold for $10 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $7.05. Then we had two White House Black Market items sell this day. This matte jersey dress, size 6, sold for $16 after the $3.20 in fees. I was left with $12.80. Next up was this Lane Bryant, size 28, bling fancy camo shirt. So I had this in the wrong area, listed in the wrong area. It was listed under jackets for a long time. It's been listed since April 19th of 24. But once I moved it, I'm going through all my Poshmark listings. What I did was I sorted them highest to lowest, and so I do a dollar amount each day. And once I get to the bottom, I'm going to start back up at the top because I think it's important to go back and double check your listings. Um, Reset the price, maybe add hashtags. Um, I'm trying to do more of that work. And I have a big closet with some extremely old items in there. So it's just good to touch grass. Sometimes I'm like, that's sold. But it's still here. So somehow List Perfectly didn't get it deleted. And so I'll go in and manually delete. But it helps me keep my closet like clean. And I I just started this because I noticed like through offers to likers and just different sales that I run using Posture VA, which if you're not using Posture VA, it is amazing because I don't have to share my closet and I can send offers to likers. I can do I can do a delist and relist. I'll link my information down in the description below. I'm not an affiliate or anything, but maybe I should be. But it is a great if you're just starting off and you're reselling. Maybe I'll do a demo video on all of the things that I use it for. But anyway, this shirt sold for $8, and after the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $5.05. So it did sell at 30% off. So Mercari continues to just kind of send me a little nugget every now and then to keep me interested. I never have a lot of sales on Mercari at once. My goal is to actually to have $1,000 month on Mercari. I had a $500 month in January, so I'm trying to double that. Once again, so here's my strategy for Mercari. I have been going in each day, and if people like things, favorite them or whatever, I've been sending them a discount. And then I have sorted my Mercari closet from oldest to newest, and I'm doing a page. I'm just promoting as many as it will let. I think they took it off and you have unlimited promotions each day, but I'm doing that with 2 pages a day. Just kind of bringing some of those older attention to those older items, kind of putting them more at the top. Mercari, I think of the platforms is least reseller friendly, in my opinion. But these level 99 Chloe bootcut jeans size 30 petite sold. They have been listed since August 15th of 23. So over, well, about a year and a half. They sold for $24 after the $3.75 in fees. I was left with $20.25. So happy to see those go, and they are falling right in my matrix. Do a page turner. Thursday was a page turner in the notebook. And okay, so this American, I had 2 sales on Mercari. This American Girl house coat or nightgown, I don't have all my notes. I don't have how long it was listed, but I know it sold in a day. I listed it at night, it sold the next morning. So if you see American Girl stuff, go ahead and like pick it up. But this is a Courtney Moore nightgown. I don't even know Courtney Moore, and we have I think 21 American Girl dolls in this house, which I need to sell. But between those two, they're 10 years apart. Like, yeah, it was a thing for years. But it sold for 21.75 in less than 24 hours. It wasn't I put like excellent to good pre-owned condition on excellent for new with tag, or if it really is excellent, good for most other things, because I like to under promise and over deliver, and I put fair uh, condition on this. The graphic had some cracking, and it's still so. And I had my husband zoom in and take an up close picture, but still 1885 in less than 24 hours. So pick up the American Girl stuff. I probably could have gotten more. I did see higher comps on it for on eBay, but like I said, the condition was a little. So eBay sales, we had three of them. First was this Tommy Bahama long sleeve pullover extra large blue. Tommy Bahama is extremely expensive. I used to go in there all the time with my mother-in-law, and I don't know that they have a men's shirt in there for under $50. So I know the silk Hawaiian shirts were like they had a moment, but I would still just check comps on any Tommy Bahama piece. I didn't make very much on this one because it was a plain one, but especially the big and tall pieces and the ones with the better patterns, go ahead and pick those up. The order total on this one was $13.86. The transaction fee was $2.80. The shipping label was $6.36, and my earnings were $4.70. Then on eBay, we had this J. Jill Luxe Supreme Turtleneck Tunic, tan size large, that had been listed since August 29th of 24, so 205 days. The order total was 1857. The sales tax was 108. The transaction fee was 362. The shipping label 549, and my earnings were 838. J. Jill goes in with Chico's and Talbot's, those mature brands. I am picking those up in larger sizes, and I'm just going to be more realistic in my pricing. So they will move in right about that $15 to $25 price point. This one was lower, but I had it for a while. And so on eBay, it had gone through some markdowns. The final eBay sale of the day were this Lee men's Sherpa lined workwear vest, size large. The order total was $27.48. The sales tax was $143. The transaction fee was $516. Shipping label $805, and our earnings were $12.84. That was a Goodwill Bins pickup. It had been listed since September 26 of 24, so it took a total of 233 days to sell. And the final sale of this day was this Free People Relaxed Fit ankle pant, size small, actually size 2 black. They were a bins pick up as well. I tend to pick up all Free People, even if it's a basic item like this. Free People is still very expensive and sought after as a brand. Of course, there's those dresses that are so beautiful and flowy that are in those really nice sweaters and jackets that are going to go for more. But I still think it's a good idea, especially when you're sourcing out the outlet like me, to pick up those basics. If nothing else, Plato's Closet will take them. But this was listed since July 27th of 2024, 172 days to sell. Sold on Depop for $23 after the processing fee of $158. I profited $21.42. So the totals for today: Poshmark 85.90, Mercari 39.10, eBay 25.92, and Depop 21.42 for a total of $170.34 for those 14 sales, with an average sale price of $12.31. So Friday, February 7th was also a busy day. We had 11 items sell on that day. So starting with Poshmark, and I did send out Sunday is a, or Friday was a, what is it, closet clear out day. So I did send out offers again on winter items. So a lot of these items were a, sales were a result of that on Poshmark. So the first step is this North Face jacket, black size large. It had been listed since December 18th of 23. It sold for $13 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with 1001. I'm not picking up North Face unless it's extremely special and a newer style. It just doesn't sit for as much, go for as much as it used to. This next item was this Jane and Delancey blouse. It is a multicolor, like lightweight knit blouse. It had been listed since May 6th of 2023. This is a brand that I'm only picking up in plus size from here on out. Plus size tends to move a lot quicker for me. And it sold for $17 after the $3.40 in fees. I was left with $13.60. So this is an item that kind of got swept up in that sale, and I didn't mean for it to. I wasn't as careful as I should have been when selecting which items were going to receive the closet clear out. But these Goldie Kai mid-rise crop jeans, size 26, ended up getting one of those offers. They sold for $20 after the $4 in fees. I was left with 16. I was really hoping to, they've been listed since November 29th of 24. So I was really hoping that they would probably sell during the spring for more. But since I accidentally sent out the offer, I just let it go. We still made some profit off of those. I think I picked them up for like $4 at a consignment shop. So not as big a hitter as I wanted, but oh well. So I recently showed these Keen boots in a haul. They had been listed since January 14th and they sold in less than 3 weeks. They are the Keen Elsa quilted ankle boot size 8. They sold on Poshmark for $26. After the $5.20 in fees, I was left with $20.80, and they were part of our offers to likers, or yeah, closet clear out um, on Poshmark for winter items. This Eileen Fisher knit jacket, purple size medium, was also a Ben's pickup, and it was also a sale as a result of that closet clear out. It sold for $14 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $11.05. This was a Ben's pickup, so I had about $1.30 into it, and it had been listed since June 14th of 2023. Moving on to our eBay sales. Uh, eBay has been performing really well for us. I have been really consistent in getting listings up every day on all the platforms, but I noticed that eBay responds best to consistency. Sometimes I do the same thing on all the platforms every day, but I could still go days without a seller. Mercari, Depop, and then Poshmark is like lowball heaven. But eBay definitely, I notice that when I'm consistent, I get consistent, pretty decent sales on there, and I don't run as many sales or have to give as many discounts on eBay. The first sale was this Columbia PFG performance fishing gear, Tammy Amy UPF 40 size medium shirt. The order total on it was 2648. And I think that is very important. The reason I go through all these numbers is because when people tell you their numbers, a lot of times they're telling you the order total number, not the earnings number, because there could be as much as a 50% or more difference between what the order total was and what you actually put in your pocket. So that's why I like to drill down and show you all the numbers. But the order total was 2648. The sales tax was $193. The transaction fee was $4.99. Shipping label, I don't know what the shipping label was. I don't have it on here, but I ended up making $15.01. That was a Ben's pickup, and it sold in about 3 weeks. Next up on eBay was this Athleta crisscross bag tank top, pink size large. Also a Ben's pickup. It had been listed since October 13th of 2024. The order total was $13.98. The sales tax 54 cents. The transaction fee $2.83. Shipping label $4.41. And when it was all said and done, I only got to put $6.20 in my pocket. Hey, you win some, you lose some, but you got to keep playing the game. Next up was this Madewell Neil short size 8. This was in a recent haul as well. Actually, maybe it wasn't because, it had been listed since January 26th of 2024. And so it sold really quickly in less than 2 weeks. So start listing those shorts and spring and summer things because the climate varies greatly in our country, and some places start to experience spring a lot sooner than others, and some places never get cold at all. So, but the order total on these was $29.83. The sales tax was $193. The transaction fee was $557. The shipping label was $580, and I made a profit of $16.53 on those. That is actually the kind of sale I'm looking for. A quick sell, less than 3 weeks, and it falls between my $15 and $25 price point. That is really the kind of sale we are trying to build our business on and replicate over and over and over, uh, 15 to 30 times a day if possible. Next up, another quick flip. This is even better, actually. We would really love to have this. Is this Joseph Ribkoff asymmetrical tunic black size 18. Joseph Ribkoff is a Canadian brand, I think, and it always performs well for me. The order total was $49.02. The sales tax was $3.21. The transaction fee was $8.90. The shipping label $5.31, and my earnings were $31.60. That had been listed since February 2nd, so it sold in 5 days, and I profited $31.60, and that also was a Goodwill outlet pickup, so we had about $1.30 into that item. Then our final eBay sale of the day were these Democracy Ab Technology jeggings size 6 petite. So I have seen the price go down on these over the course of a year when I started picking them up to just be really dismal. The order total on these were $15.06. The sales tax was $112. The transaction fee was $301. The shipping label was $5.94, and my earnings were $4.99. Those have been listed since June 16th of 24. So what I'm noticing with Democracy pants, the larger sizes do better. And I think I'm going to cut off all jeggings at this point. I think that might have been the last pair of jeggings that I sold. It's just not a style that is trending right now. You might get a hit like this, but it's not really profit earning. So our sales for the day, Mercari, $12.77, Poshmark, $71.50, and eBay, the winner for the day, with $74.33, for a grand total of $158.60 for those 11 items, which brings us an average sale price. Actually, we have one more sale. I'll do it in just a second, to $14.42. So my numbers reflect this sale. This West Coy Alexia Supplus Roll Tab Blouse 2X. It was new at tag. I typically don't pick up Stitch Fix items anymore. They just don't do as well. But this sold relatively quickly in less than a month. But it sold for $15 on Mercari. After the $2.23 in fees, I profited $12.77. Now moving on to the last day of the week, Saturday, February 8th. We had 11 items sell on this day as well. And a lot of these were, I think, still a reflection of Poshmark and the closet clear out, because when you do closet clear out, there's some residual on the next day too before the time runs out, depending on when in the day I actually run it. So starting with Poshmark, well, I've kind of got them alternated, so I'll just let you know. This LL Bean cable knit sweater size large was listed on January 14th. So it sold in less than a month for $23. After the $4.60 in fees, I was left with $18.40. Then on eBay, we had this Gap New It tag, soft sleeveless wrap top. It was an extra small. So as much as I'm like, I don't pick up extra smalls anymore, they still can sell. But this one had been listed since August 1st. The order total for this was $19.72. The sales tax was $129. The transaction fee was $3.83. The shipping label $4.57, and my earnings were $10.03. Next on eBay was this J. Crew turtleneck striped size large. It had been listed since May 19th of 23, so 2023. And so far, all of these has been Goodwill Outlet bins pickups, and my bins is $1.79 a pound. But when I average it out over all of the items that I have sourced, we're down to about $1.30 an item. So this J. Crew top had the order total was $16.02. The sales tax was $71. The transaction fee was $3.18. The shipping label was $5.31, and our earnings are $6.82. Also on eBay with your shipping, we have started weighing the items, so the exact weight is in the listing. So when we buy the shipping label, it is the exact weight, and we don't have to deal with any like crazy adjustments, either where the buyer is being charged too much for shipping, or we didn't charge enough and we have to come out of pocket. So that is a tip that I would suggest that you do, is just to go ahead, especially if you're selling on eBay, and weigh the items and put it in the listing, so that you have the shipping right from the gate. Next up on eBay was one of the items from, I don't think I did a haul video on this, but I am hauling my house, so I have different sections that I am pulling things out of. And one of them was I hauled my closet, the tops and dresses in my closet. And so this is from my closet. So it's a size large. It's just a long sleeve burnout tee that I never wore. I picked it up at the bins years ago, but the order total for this was $23.92. The sales tax was $151. The transaction fee was $4.55. Shipping label $4.41, and my earnings for something that was just hanging in my closet $13.45. Then back to Poshmark. We had this Eileen Fisher button-up top, pink, size extra large. I do like to pick up the larger sizes in all brands, but there are some mature brands like Eileen Fisher, Jake Talbot's, and J. Jill and Chico's, that I noticed the larger the item, the better it can do. This one had been listed since September 4th of 2024, did come from the Goodwill Outlet. And really, that is the only place that I buy Eileen Fisher, is the Goodwill Outlet. So we had about $1.30 into this top. It was a size, or it sold for $13 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $10.05. Then also on Poshmark, we had this Chico's New It tag top, blue, size 2X. It had been listed since October 29th of 2024. Not sure why the price got down so low, but when I sent out the likers to offers, that's what it was. And so after the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $6.05. Then on Poshmark, we had these Levi Strauss 529 curvy boot cut jeans, size 30. They had been listed since February 15th, so over a year, very little interest. They had obviously gone through a bunch of closet clear outs, so they were at $7. And then in this closet clear out, that's what they sold for with the $7. After the $2.95 and fees, we were left at 405. I have since I am repricing our Poshmark closet, and bringing prices back up that have just been lowered by a closet clear out. So now when I send, I think this was like the last, yeah, that Friday was the last time. I actually stopped midway through and kind of changed what I was doing. So I will not send out a closet clear out offer on an item that is lower than $23 just because I haven't checked those prices yet. I started at the top of my closet and I've gone down doing a price a day, a number a day. So right now I'm at $23. And so I think that this is going to be just a task that I add to um, my list of things that I like to do each day in my reselling business is just going in and bringing price, double checking prices on Poshmark because I do closet clear out once a week. We have a large closet, and it's just a lot to keep control of, and so that things don't get so low like that and then I miss them. It doesn't hurt to go back and check. Next up on Poshmark were these Michael Kors straight leg jeans, size 34. I think these were a men's. Not really sure. Let's see if we can tell by the picture. But they sold for $13. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with 10.05, and those have been listed since January 31st of 25. So, a couple of weeks. I wonder why I let them go so quickly. Oh, but they probably got wrapped up in my all denim because I was trying to, even though I'm still bringing in stuff, and I try to be better than that, like not send out closet clear out on things that were just listed, but sometimes when you're moving fast, just like the other things, you make mistakes. But that's okay, they're gone. And they were, I think everything today has been a business pickup. It has. Now moving on to eBay, we have this Maurice's Raglan tee, size 2X. The order total on this was $9.91. The sales tax was $32. The transaction fee was $152. The shipping label was $441, and my earnings were $366. That was an item that I had picked up for plus size live auctions, so I was happy to see it go ahead and sell by listing since we're not doing live auctions right now. Not to say we won't ever go back, but they require a lot of work and a daily, like it's like a TV show. It needs to come on every time, every day, and that's just not where I want to put my focus at this year. Um, so we're just listing things and seeing how they wait till they sell. And then on eBay, we had this BOC Federal Western leather purse, also a Ben's pick up, and I didn't have the two dates of when I listed these two items. But the order total was 2283. I know it's been within like the last 6 weeks. The sales tax was 130. The transaction fee was 451. The shipping label was 653, and then the ad fee for that was 114, and my earnings were 934. So for the day, we had Poshmark at 54.65 and eBay at 43.31 for a grand total of 97.96 for those 11 items, and the average sale price was down to 8.91, so well below our average, but we live to fight another day. So that's it for today's What Sold video. I know I changed outfits several times because it took me several days to get all of that out. I have been like recording in segments for next week's, so you'll see the same thing. Give me a thumbs up, share the content with other people, and engage down in the comments with the video to help this channel grow. I appreciate you guys all so much. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
With three queens, we sell, let me set the scene. We hustle hard, stacking green, living out the dream. From clothes and kicks, we got